Hello there, I'm Anna Collins and welcome to Diverbo TV, the fun, fast and effective way to learn English. In this lesson today, we're going to look at to know how to. Okay, ready? Let's go. To know how to do something is used when you're talking about ability, that you have the knowledge, the know-how to do something. For example, do you know how to operate this computer? Yes, I know how to operate this computer. Or do you know how to get rich quick? We use in the negative, not to know how to. For example, I don't know how to get to that address, if you don't have the knowledge or the ability to do it. Or, I don't know how to plait hair, for example. Forming questions is using the auxiliary verb do. So, do or does plus the subject plus know how to plus the verb. Do you know how to speak English? Or does he know how to get to the party? Now we are going to look at some examples where I'm going to ask you some questions and you can think at home how would you respond with to know how to or don't know how to. Okay, so question number 1. Do you know how to read? You do? That's great. Question number 2, something a little bit more difficult. Do you know how to sew? You don't? Okay, never mind. And the last question, not involving you this time, but someone else, is do the Spanish know how to make great wines? Great. Okay, please note as well that in some other languages it's common to say I know to swim, I know to read. But in English this doesn't sound right. So you have to remember to include how. So I know how to swim, I know how to read. This is very important, so remember it. Okay, so let's look at some scenarios now and you can decide what you would ask or say in these situations. So, imagine you have a problem with your bathroom. The sink is leaking and you ideally need someone who knows about plumbing to look at it. You mention that your sink is leaking to your friend and she says her cousin John can take a look at it. You're a bit concerned. You want to make sure that he has the knowledge about sinks and plumbing. So what would you ask your friend? Well, of course you would ask, does John know how to fix sinks? Does he know how to fix sinks? Another scenario, your boss asks you to design a new database. Well, the problem is you've never designed a database in your life. So what do you say? Well, if you want to admit it, you would tell your boss that you don't know how to design a database. You don't have the knowledge, so you don't know how to do it. One last scenario now. Your mother-in-law asks you to make an apple pie, but you're a terrible cook and you know that if you were to make an apple pie, it would taste awful. So, what do you tell your mother-in-law? Well, you could say, I don't know how to make apple pies, but I do know how to go to the shop and buy one. So now, how good are you when it comes to famous people? Well, I want to find out. I'm going to ask you some questions regarding famous people, and I want you to tell me at home what they know how to do. So, first one, Barcelona football team. They know how to play football. Number 2, Robert De Niro. Robert De Niro knows how to act. McDonald's. McDonald's know how to make hamburgers. And lastly, Van Gogh. Van Gogh knew how to paint. Notice here I can use know how to in the past. He knew how to paint. Of course, as mentioned, we can use know how to in the past. Let me give you another example. Why didn't you drive to work today? Well, you had a problem with your tyre, the wheel of the car, and you didn't know how to change the tyre. So here you can see how know how to is commonly used in the present and the past tenses. A time for a quick recap is now to see if you've remembered all what you've learnt today. So, remember that we use to know how to when talking about ability, when you have the know-how or the knowledge to do something. You know how to speak English. And remember, we never say, I know to change a light bulb. That's wrong and it sounds strange. You say, I know how to change a light bulb. Correct. Include the how. I know how to. Great. Okay, so now you should be ready to go out practicing and using know how to talk about your abilities and what you know how to do. Enjoy it and have fun. And that's all for today. I'm Anna Collins and thank you for watching Diverbo TV, and I hope to see you in the next lesson. Bye bye.